I talked about in the beginning of this show about a potential earnings play. Chris, if you have some sort, first of all, let me applaud you for also finding a low priced underlying symbol. That means that this trade is going to be accessible to a lot of us, right? Because some of us with smaller portfolios, even portfolios under $1,000, can be doing these type of trades. So if you've got a bias, Chris, on what Party City is going to do after earnings, it looks like sometimes they take a big beating or the investors have a big move. Other times investors ignore it. So if you've got some sort of macro bias, you might consider doing that volatility play that we talked about in the beginning of the show. Otherwise, I've got two tests of support. One, two. I'd like to see if there's a test around $2.25, $2.50 for resistance, but this could be one that I could turn into a premium trade, an income producing trade. And so I just got to watch that. That doesn't mean I have to wait to do any of my position planning. I can go ahead and do that based on what I've seen to date. And that would give me a time to get kind of past this earnings. If I'm going to try to do an earnings play, do that separately. But I see the potential. Let's do one last thing, and that is let's make sure that the option chain can handle us. And so I'm looking at the December. Let's also look at the November. These options are trading every $2. Every 50 cents. So again, the granularity is there. Bid ask spread, it's not as good as what we saw on the cannabis stock, but it is pretty good after all. So that's nice. Yeah, I think that the option chain is there. And so if you've got an earnings play in mind, see if you can supercharge it with that volatility component that I talked about. Otherwise, let's start to prepare for an income generating trade.
Yeah, I'm just glancing real quick, and I'm surprised they do 2 billion in sales every quarter. Like, to me, that's a fairly shocking number.
And I think Halloween is their big holiday because I think they book a whole bunch of costumes.
Well, I was looking for one last night, and I saw a line around the corner. So yeah, it's definitely the peak of traffic for them, I would assume.